There's a reason why for the last 13 years, startups overwhelmingly prefer to build on top of AWS. We have the largest number of services, making it easy for you to take on some of the biggest challenges with the smallest teams. We also have partnerships with the top VCs, accelerators, and incubators around the world, making it easier to secure your next round of funding.
I'm a solution architect with the AWS Head Start program. What we do is we work with startups in the education sector, and we help them build their services on AWS.
So We Power Tech is AWS's Diversity and Inclusion Outreach program. The program is really twofold. One is to increase the number of underrepresented technologists within the industry, and the second is to provide a platform for them to be seen and heard.
If you're wondering how the AWS evangelism team might be able to help your startup, there are many ways. We're technically credible across our entire catalog of products, so we can help you figure out which services might be able to meaningfully impact your business. We also want to help tell your story. So if you're building something cool, we want to know about it and help spread that message to the world. So you might end up on stage at an event like AWS Summit. If you're a startup, you should also definitely check out the AWS Lofts. These are event spaces that are free to anyone with an AWS account. And you can treat them like co-working spaces, but the awesome thing about them is that we also have people like technical evangelists like myself, solutions architects that come and give hands-on technical workshops and sessions to help you learn how to more effectively utilize the AWS products and platforms that you're already building on top of.
We are a dedicated team of people that love startups, that we just want to come and help you with whatever we can, whether it be technical or business focused. We are here to help guide you and make sure that you do have a say in what's going on. We do get your feedback. We do bring that feedback to the service teams. That is what we're here for.
The tortoise and the elephant at the beginning, and then you end with a story of how Nigeria gained independence. You can see that there's a disconnect. So whatever story you start with, you want to keep on that flow and end with the flow. I'll share a video if we have enough time to go through the video to help you understand what storytelling means and how to better use storytelling in a pitch. I can tell you for free that there is almost no pitch, no winning pitch anywhere that does not have an element of storytelling in it. So storytelling is a must in your pitch. Now, this is something that almost everybody forgets to do. I was in a pitch last week and I won, to the glory of God. It's an African, was a pitch by African Development Bank, and it was about all the best businesses in agriculture in Africa. And one thing that continued to beat me, so there were 2,500 entries, shortlisted to 25, and these 25 businesses had to pitch to get to the semifinals. And I can tell you that during the semifinals and after during the semifinals, a lot of businesses, so at the end of their pitch, people will now ask them, okay, so what are you actually selling? How do you have a great product, show it. Show what your product is. Everybody keeps saying mother of dragons. If you don't see the dragon, how do you know that it is true that this woman has a dragon? You must show your product. Never ever forget to show your products. And another important thing is demonstrate. It's even better. So what sets you apart from other people is you have a really great product and you show how to use it. I've never seen where you ask, so there's this thing that they say in Yoruba that if your charm or your drug, if you are sure of it, you put it on your head. So it means that if you're really sure that your product can deliver on the promise, do a demo. And so we saw a dragon and you're like, maybe the dragon self no get fire. Dragons are finished. But when you see the dragon in its full glory, then you know that, oh, we are not here to joke. This product actually delivers. So it's something that is missing in most people's presentations. And you must take very good note of this element. And now, so you've got a really great product. You've shown that your product can deliver. You need to get your audience to look like this guy. So can anybody tell me what you think is saying in this picture? What do you think Odunlade is saying in this picture? You can chat, you can use the chat.
Like, wow.
Exactly.
I think it's like almost.
Exactly. So that's the same
Guys,
feeling
like, wow.
you want to elicit from your investor or from your funder or whoever it is that you are speaking to. You need them to get this feeling from the value that you want to propose. So now I'll give you examples. Everybody sells baby food. So I'll tell you what we do that nobody else in Africa does. And then you'll be like, wow. Because that's exactly what I do every time I pitch. I tell you what makes me different, what makes me one of a kind, what makes me outstanding, why you should put your money on me, why you should open your purse right there and then and give me the money. You see, you need, this is the hook. This is where you get your investor. If you don't get this feeling, you can't win. So they might not actually show you do this entire character face, but then they have it at the back of their mind. And this is only your value. What are you bringing to the table that nobody else is bringing? You have to clearly, articulately tell everyone in the room or whoever you're pitching to your unique value proposition. It is important. So when you show them why they need to give you the money, then you need to also explain what you want to use the money for. So you can get them all pumped up, but then you don't eat the whole. What's the essence of that? You have to be very, 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 very specific. I need $20,000 to do X, Y, Z. For this period of 2 weeks, 1 month, to reach 10,000 people, so that these 10,000 people can do X, Y, Z. The return on investment of this $20,000 will be 10%, maybe 40% ROI. So you have to be very specific. Also, the type of investor you are speaking with also determines what you ask. You need to know what to ask for at all times. I'll give you an expo, like a freebie. I don't usually tell people. But one of the reasons why I'm able to get the money every time, I've pitched 7 times and won 7 times on a winning streak. So one thing that I do, I think it's a no-brainer for me. And honestly, it's a no-brainer really. One is, so when you go for competitions, there's a winning prize, right? There could be winning prize of $10,000, $50,000, $100,000. But then you are also speaking to investors. Investors will not, you are not asking them for the winning prize now. You are asking investors for how much you need to grow your business. So let me now put it in perspective for you. If the price for that competition is $50,000 and I want investors to give me $500,000, what I will now do is I will have a short-term ask and long-term ask. There's always an ask. Ask is why? What do you want from us? So it might not be money, but let me use money as example, then I'll talk about other things. So if money is what you want, I'm asking for $500,000 to build an automated factory, or I need it to build a laboratory, or I need it to set up a distribution channel, or I need $500,000 to do X, Y, Z. But then if it's $500,000, you know that you are using it to do something really big. But then you can now have a short-term ask, which will be closer to the price that you are looking for. So your short-term ask, you can now say, I need $50,000 to test this new prototype. We want to test if this product can actually do X, Y, Z that we think it will do. If it does that, we'll now need funding of $500,000 to now make the bigger one or whatever. So you always have a short-term ask, 500 and a long-term ask. And then your ask should also be very, very precise. When I say precise, be specific on the type of investment that you're looking for. There are different types of investments. It can be debt that you repay. If you know how long you want to repay it, fine, also include it. So I'm looking for $10,000 to repay in 3 years. And you can even be specific and say the type of interest rate you're looking for. 5% interest rate, 20% interest rate or so. Somebody is using the annotation tool to draw marks. So you have to be very, very specific. If you're offering equity, part of your company, also let them know. Can you disable the annotation tool? I've disabled from my end anyway. So be very, very specific, pitch to purpose so that you can get exactly what you want. And it also shows the person you are preaching to that you know what you need, you know what you want, you know what you're doing. Know your numbers. This one cannot be overemphasized. There are different types of numbers that you need to know, but you have to have them here in your head, 24/7. All your numbers, you need to know them. Numbers like data, you should use data. What is the number of students in Nigeria? Do you know? If you know the number of students in Nigeria, how many engineering students or students that offer food-related courses, how many are they? If you know the number of people that do food-related courses, how many of them after graduation continue in that track? How many of them go into other fields? Use data. And then when you use data, whenever you use data, always quote data source. It makes it more authentic. And then interpret and make it relatable. So we are talking about food in all its price. You need to make it relatable. When you're talking about food, what's the percentage of food that we grow in Nigeria? What's the percentage of food that we import? When we even import these foods, what's the percent, the ones that we grow locally, what's the percentage that wastes? Because not everything that we produce goes into market. And not everything that we produce gets eaten or used. So what's the percentage that wastes? What's the percentage of farmers in Nigeria? What's the number of farmers in Nigeria? What's the demography of the farmers? How old are they? Are they young people or old people? If they are mixed, how many are the old? How many are the young? So all of this data, all of these things, numbers, you need to know them. For the numbers that are useful for your business or for your pitch, you need to know them. And another type of number that you need to know is who are you selling to, or who is your customer? How many are they? So you say, oftentimes I hear it being sold. Let me use an example of somebody that is close to me. He sells cars. And then I ask him, who is your customer? I say, everybody in Nigeria is my customer. Does that mean everybody in Nigeria buys cars? He said, yes, now everybody needs cars. Okay, and children? Okay, maybe not children. Old people. Okay, old people. How old are the people that need cars? So I started asking him questions to help him get to know who his customer is. Because everybody is not your customer. Knowing your customer helps you know exactly what you're selling, what you're doing. You must know that. And then the last part, I said, interpret and make it relatable. Somebody said, so especially for people that use things like gigabytes or nobody understands that. Put it in perspective. So somebody says, look at this small flash and says, this flash can contain music of 30 terabytes. It doesn't make sense to somebody that is not technical. But if you say something like, the music on this flash, if I start listening to it, I can travel to the moon and come back and it will still be playing. Aha. You can see now it's more relatable. Or you say the music here, if everybody in a stadium listens to it, it might take two people in two full stadiums to listen to it. You now see that it makes sense. You'll be like, oh, that's a lot of people. But when you say 13 terabytes, nobody understands, what you're talking about. So make it relatable. We also know this woman. I believe everybody in this room will know who she is. Because now, the first picture, what do you think she's saying?
What?
She's watching you like, what do you want to say?
What do you say?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And the second picture,
I can hear you.
what she's saying, the picture and the second picture. What
Maybe
do you think
talk
she's
now.
saying?
Speak up. What is it?
So now, I can have other meanings. I'll read other meanings to this picture. But one thing that I want you to know is, okay, let me ask, does anybody here now recognize the woman?
I recognize her.
If you don't know her, so let me just assume that everybody knows who she is. So before you start speaking, or whenever you have to go and pitch, let me tell you the truth. Everybody knows what you want to talk about. There's somebody there that's an expert. There's nothing you want to say that he doesn't know. So if you're lying, they already know that you're lying. So for instance, we are talking about agriculture, and I'm pitching to people in a room. Believe me, there's an agric expert. If you're talking about logistics, there's a logistics expert. If you're talking about growing tomato, and I say, tomato, you grow it in 1 week. There's somebody that knows that you can grow it in 1 day in that room. So anything you want to talk about, there's somebody there. And it just means that you need to speak their language so that you can be on the same page. When you are speaking to a financial expert, and you are saying things like, we always sell 10 tomatoes every 2 weeks. But if you're speaking to a financial expert, you want to be able to say something like, we sell 2 tons by monthly or every, so I want to speak their jargon now. You want to say things like, we sell 2 tons every fortnight or bi-monthly or annually, and then state the period that you're selling, and then we sell this to make our revenue is XYZ. You see, I'm using revenue. I'm not saying we sell now. The revenue is this, the ROI is this, the technical jargon. So that person is on the same page with you. That person knows that you know what you're talking about. And you now say something like, we are, according to our forecast, we would be able to increase to 5 tons in the next 3 months if inflation remains normal, if this one remains this. Now you're speaking to somebody who knows. You are on the same page, you are connecting, you are vibing on the same frequency. And that's what you want. It's not that you go and speak to a financial expert or in a room where you know there will be financial experts, and then you're saying things and they're asking you, like somebody that came for interview recently, and the person said, I preach no MSG. I said, what does MSG mean? We that we are a food company, we don't know the meaning of MSG. Instead of you to say you don't know, it's always better, be authentic, because you cannot know that thing more than they do. So if you don't know, say you don't know. But if you know, speak their language. Because now, if you notice all of the slides that I've been showing you before now, you can connect. Because you are seeing known faces. I didn't bring an Indian celebrity. I didn't bring a Chinese celebrity. People here are people that you know. And you probably know our name, you know everything. So you would probably be more receptive to the information that I'm sharing to you because we are speaking the same language. Even if you are not speaking financial terms, you are speaking technical terms. It is important that you don't throw jargon that you don't understand. If you understand, say it. If you don't say it. Because then you'll be shooting yourself in the leg. So this lady walks up to our office. We were interviewing her for a role in production. And then she was the one that mentioned MSG. She wanted to bamboozle us. She mentioned some other things. She said complementary foods. She said MSG. I won't expect you to know because you are not a technical person. So she came to us, we that were technical people, and we now say, okay, so what is MSG? She said it's short form of Maggi. How can MSG be short form of Maggi? And she kept insisting. You know, so people that are not even technical, but because they work in a baby food factory, they know what MSG is. So the administrative manager was like, MSG is monosodium glutamate. You that you are HND, food technology, you don't know what she was telling her confidently that seasoning or processed seasoning. So Maggi is the generic name, like no, chicken flavor, all of those things. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but then some of them don't even contain. So most of them, their major ingredients is MSG, the monosodium glutamate. And tell us,
Wow.
MSG is short form of Maggi. Really, you cannot work out there, meaning that there's not, you have done everything right. But by virtue of saying that, you cannot get anything. So you must be very, very careful that you speak their language and that you are authentic. I'll show you some videos if there's still time, like I said, so that you understand and appreciate this better. There are some people that will pitch, this particular pitch that I won last week. So one of the judges said, I said this, okay, so now talking about speaking language. So I said, this customer is acquired, the cost of acquiring this customer is less than $5, and the lifetime value of this customer is 18 months. During the lifetime value of this customer, we'll make $270 to $300 on this customer. You know, I've already spoken her language. She knows that I know what I'm talking about. She knows that I know the lifetime value of a customer. She knows that I know the cost of acquiring a customer. She knows that I know different revenue sources, because I've told her that I have 7 different revenue sources from that customer. And so she didn't even ask me those questions because I have already said what she needed to ask me. So she asked me and said, $300 is small for the lifetime value of 18 months. I said the one reason why it's small. And then I also said number 2 is there may be other things that we can do better that we are not currently doing. You see, I was vulnerable with her that I don't know everything. I don't know all the answers. But from the one that I know that I'm doing currently, this is it. Now like this is it. And she was like, okay, this particular person that asked me that question, I have an investment meeting with her on Monday. They want to invest. It's a South African investment company. So you understand, be vulnerable. If you don't know, say it. There's nobody will arrest you. And then one important thing that you also need to know is anytime or every time you pitch, you must pitch with energy. Bring your A game. Let them know you're not here to joke. There are people that want to pitch. I'm telling you for a fact, this particular pitch that we finished, this person had a great product. There are only 2 other types of this person's products anywhere in the world. And so they had to bring him to finance, which is my own opinion, because you cannot be pitching and lying down like this. How you pitch is. Listen to me. And we are going to be, right? That's how the guy talks.
Oh, now, wow.
I mean, because if I give you the money, how am I sure that this is not how you'll be sleeping in the factory? How am I sure that you just be looking at things going bad and you don't care because you are nonchalant? I will tell you another one. I can't play that one because I would have requested for their permission before I played it. This is a Faith Foundation pitch. They're pitching for, the prize money is 10 million naira. The winner was a friend of mine, or the past winner is a friend of mine. And literally, I'm telling you, and this is a recorded pitch, this guy used the F word in the pitch. It was like, because you are young, does that now mean you do not know what you are saying? So you need to bring your A game. Be sharp, dress sharp. Don't go. That is because I'm not pitching. It's because I'm not pitching that you see me with this thing on my head. So I'm pitching. You will not see me wear tie gele and go and pitch. You understand? You go and pitch. Even your look is already sharp. You see, this is a baby. Look at this baby. You know what this baby is called? Boss baby.
Boss baby, yeah.
Exactly.
You boss.
You go there looking like a boss. Even if you now say nonsense, they will be like, but the guy try. Do you understand? In your speech, in your conduct, in everything on the stage. Just keep it short and simple, straight to the point. It's not that when you want to do your pitch deck, you now write there are important things, yes, but then there are simple ways to pass the message across. You know, I wanted to explain that there's a lot of women in Nigeria that have plenty children, and they don't have money to feed their children. The children are dying, so many things, and I can write an epistle. There's a simple way I can say it, and I will even make you like me. I'll give you an example of a lady that I helped. She was going to pitch for, I think the prize money is 1 million naira. I hope she wins. It hasn't been announced yet. And so I told her, introduce yourself. And she said, okay, when I was small, when I was 12 years old, my grandmother went to the market together. That day, I said, so keep it short and simple. And you know how she introduced it. By the time we finished and I helped her, in just 2 lines, she hooked the attention. You know what she said? When children are growing up, they like to play doctor, engineer. I grew up wanting to be a shoemaker, and I always played with shoes. And people will be like, okay, how can a child want to play with shoes? How can you do this? And she hopes them from the get-go. She's in the finals. I just hope she wins. So make it short and simple. Let it be memorable. It doesn't have to be noisy. You just want to use beautiful text. You want, from what's the word now? From the semi-finals of this last pitch that I did, the coaches and the people organizing, they wrote to everyone. And in that message that they wrote, they said, be like Baby Grubz and be like Be Happy. That's the name. That guy sells honey. They said, you can see the branding is beautiful. They don't talk. Very simple. Just image and say it. Image, say it. Image, say it. By the time you're pitching, you say what you need to say. Short, sweet. Don't use text, too much of text. Use more of images. And then use your mouth to say what you want to write. Don't use your pitch deck to write. And then your team. Your team is important. That's one thing people always fail to talk about. And I will emphasize this also not because of when you're pitching, but also in your business. See business as war. See business as war. And if you're going to war, you want to go to fight. I'm sure you don't want to bleed out on the battleground. So you want your team members to be people that can fight as much as you can. Such that if you've watched a lot of war movies, you will see some soldiers, they will be backing themselves. They are fighting, so their shield is raised up like this. This one is using the sword to fight these people. That one is protecting you at the back. You don't want somebody that will run away and leave you on the battleground. You want somebody that is as skilled as you are. If possible, better. So I will hire people that are smarter than me, not people that are as smart as I am. And so it means that you need to also show and communicate to those people that, look, oh, these guys are the right people for the job. So you can see 2 teams. They are different. But the truth is that these guys, they all have their weaknesses. If you are very familiar with Marvel comics or Marvel characters, they are superheroes. They all have good sides and bad sides. They all have strengths and weaknesses. But in this picture, what do you see? Do you see their strength or their weakness?
Their strength, like Avengers.
Exactly.
It's strange because they are united.
They look, even the way they look, you are scared. When you put your team members there, you put them wearing suits or dressing well. They have 5 years experience, 10 years experience. If they have worked in XYZ, you say it. If your team is small, say that the team is small. No need to lie. In fact, let me tell you one truth that I always say, even in this last thing that I won. I say I run a lean team of 3 people. The way I say it, it will seem as if, wow, this girl knows what she's doing. If I have more money, I'll hire more people. But I just say it like, it's deliberate. So we run a lean team of highly qualified professionals. Between the 3 of us, we have 32 years experience. And I made them understand I'm the branding lead, I'm the marketing lead, and what's the third thing that I do, say? I do branding, I do marketing. I can't remember. I shall do 3 things. I'm not pitching here, so it doesn't matter. And so I also talk about, so you see that this person is, okay, and the recipe developer. So in terms of branding is me. In terms of content development, we create viral content for the company. I'm also the person that does those viral content. And then thirdly, we also do, I also lead the marketing team. You will believe me because at the end of the day, I've already won, you have marketed the company, you have bought everything, you like the brand, you'll be like, oh, so it's you that did this branding. And so you're the one that is even marketing, the way you're talking to us, we want to buy. And then I also let you know that the social media angle or the aspects, all those viral content that you see is also me. So you already want to say, this person, you don't want this person to leave the team. And then you also look at another person. I say, okay, we are running a lean team also because we leverage social media, we leverage technology. So even though we are facing a customer base of over 350,000 people, we use technology to streamline it. So when you're chatting with chatbots. You're not actually talking to me. So you see that, these people, instead of them to have a contact center or customer service center, they have only one person at the end because they have saved money by investing in technology. So you talk about the strength of your team and also a little bit of the weakness. You don't want to look too weak. So the weakness is that there's just 3 of us in the management team. But you'll be like, why is there 3 of you? All other ventures, they have 5 people, 7, 10. You see some people that are the organogram, they're full-gram in it. But we are just 3. And so I just had to tell them that why I am the only person in marketing is also because we don't meet our demands. That's a weakness to say we don't have a marketing team. But I'm saying that we don't have a marketing team because if we go and market, we don't have product to sell. Even the one that we are producing now, people have to queue to get the product. You see how I've been smart about talking about my strengths and weakness at the same time. But put it out there. People want to know that, okay, these guys are the best. In fact, by the time you finish with your team, they won't want to bring anybody on board. They believe that these guys, they must not slip past my fingers. They are really, really, really good. So let them understand that the Avengers are the best person to go and fight with. And why your team is the Avengers team. You get? Show them why you are the right person for the job. So if I'm going to fight, I will not take Winnie the Pooh and his friends. I want to go with the Avengers guys. The guys, these Avengers people, they will behave this way too. But you can see they are not showing their friendly parts here. They are not showing all those other weaknesses here. But they also have the same thing. Okay? And then your growth plan. No matter who you are speaking with, show them how you plan to grow. You need to show them how you plan to grow. It doesn't matter if your business is still crawling. It doesn't matter if your business is now taking giant strides. Whatever stage that your business is, just show them where you need to be, how you want to be there. Be specific and be authentic. See, I think I've mentioned authenticity more than once. Reason is because now there are like 1 million businesses doing exactly the same thing. But one thing that will set you apart is your values. And one critical value is authenticity, which is missing. That's why in the days of social media now, you say aspire to perspire. Everybody only wants to show you the good parts. Nobody wants to show you the bad parts. But investors are looking for those who are willing to show them their vulnerabilities. Be open to whoever you're investing in. But what you're opening up to them, now show them how you yourself, you have been able to mitigate or how you plan to mitigate. Somebody in my, let me bring it home to what I do currently. In my revenue model, how we make money, my business model, I put the ways that will make money in the next 3 years. Part of it is one, we'll have an app that people will pay to subscribe to, or they will pay subscription fees for. You can see that I'm not there yet, but I've shown you that I want to be there. And I will make money how I will make money when I'm there. And then I also put franchising. That I want to sell franchises of Baby Grubz. Now they ask me, tell me more about your franchising. I don't know. I told you I don't know as I want to do them. I didn't say like that. I sounded smart. And what did I say? I said, this is something that we plan to do in the future. And currently it is unrefined. We are still in the third stage of franchising as a business model. You see, I said we're in the third phase. I'm still thinking about it. I didn't say I don't know. But then it means that I'm thinking about it. I sounded more brilliant and said we are still in the third stage and it is not refined yet. Okay, the person was like, okay. But you want to make money like that? Yes. It means, because if I not say, franchising, we'll do it like, you know how people sell fine yogurt? Yes, that's how we want to be selling it. That everybody everywhere, you see them selling it. You know how those people selling Nescafe coffee? That's how we want to be selling it. And they will not ask me questions, I will not be able to answer, like MSG. So, be specific, be very authentic. If you know it, I know it. If you don't know it, you don't know it. And then another thing about being authentic is that the challenges of the baby crawling is different from the challenges of a grown man. So the person will not know how to help you. Maybe the helper of your life, of your destiny, will go and say, this guy is now growing now. He's already grown. He can walk. He doesn't need help. I can only help people that are crawling. That is how you miss out on a golden opportunity. So if you're in a crawling stage, let them know that I'm still crawling. No, if you can buy baby walker for me, I will appreciate it because that's what will help me to start crawling faster. Or as I'm crawling now, I don't need jeans, I need chinos. So that person will know exactly what you need. It's just an example, I'm just saying. So be specific about the stage of your business and then talk about how you plan to grow. Have the end in mind and then walk back to where you are. So you can now have 12, in the next 12 months, we want to do this. In the next 3 years, we plan to do this. So your 12 months goal could be, you want to open more stores, reach 10,000 people, sell maybe 5 tons. But your 3-year goal will be different. In 3 years, probably you want to move into different countries. You probably want to scale to maybe to 10% of the industry market share. You start to think long term, but let them know where you are and what you're doing at that time. I have another meeting soon, so I have to rush through. Then be very clear about your problem. Don't just do like this and say, I have plenty of problems. This guy, as you're looking at him, he has a lot of problems. Nobody cares about all the problems that you have. say exactly the problem you want to solve, the particular problem. Is your problem the problem you are solving? Are you solving problems of food wastage? Are you solving problem of technology or get access? Letting people to be able to buy more instantly? You have to think through that. When you clearly articulate your problem, clearly articulate the solution. Let me give you an example of the problem we are solving at Baby Grubz. Every single day, you might not know this, but 2,300 Nigerian children die every day. Every single day, 2,300 Nigerian children die, and they die from nutrition-related illnesses. Even if the child survives, poor nutrition in the first 1,000 days can lead to stunted growth for the child. Ositazo may be stunted growth. It might also be hereditary. But even if that child survives again, that child will have impaired cognitive abilities, like that lady that came and said MSG. Because her brain cannot really articulate. And that's the problem that we have a lot with. There's a lot of graduates, but not all of them are employable because they don't have cognitive ability. They cannot reason like they should. They reason like some secondary school graduates. After some of those graduates went out, I said, I would rather employ myself as a secondary school leaver than employ those people that have served. Because as a secondary school leaver, the type of cognitive abilities that I had then, some of these people that are graduates, they don't have it. So clearly articulate the problem that you are solving and also the solution. The solution is a food that does X, Y, Z. Maybe a child that eats this food has 10% more iron in the brain. And it has been proven, scientifically proven, that if you consume 10% more iron every single day, in the next 2 years, your brain will be sharper than Wale Soyinka's own. You can see that I've clearly articulated it scientifically, the problem and the solution. So you want to do that as well. Don't just say, man, we are plenty in Nigeria, we are 200 million. So then everybody will buy, if I just reach market with this product like this, 200 million people, everybody will buy it. It's a lie. What's your target market? You need to know. If there are 200 million people in Nigeria, how many people are eating Nigerian foods? Some people will not eat Nigerian foods. Even if they are eating Nigerian food, some people are on vegan diets. Even those on vegan diets, not all of them will buy grown vegetables that are grown in Nigeria. They'll probably buy maybe kale, broccoli, and all of that. So you cannot say that as a farmer, everybody in Nigeria is eating your food. So know your market. What's the total addressable market? What's the serviceable market? You need to know all those key numbers so that they will not get there and be like MSG. Say exactly know who is buying from you. Currently, 9 million people can buy from me, but I'm only able to meet 1 million because I don't even have the distribution to see. If everybody cannot see me, everybody is now on my WhatsApp status. I don't have money to do billboards yet. So even if I'm in Igondo where I am, not everybody in Igondo knows what I'm selling. So my target market or my serviceable market may not even be the addressable market. So you need to know all of those things. Who are the people? Where are they? How will they buy from you? Will they buy from your WhatsApp status? Or will they buy in the open market? Why will they buy from you? Maybe because it's cheaper. You need to know all of these things. When will they buy from you? Is it only December they will buy from you? Or they'll buy from you every day? Like they buy Indomie. You need to know all of these things. Don't just be saying things like, no. And then, I think I'm at the end because I have to rush to a meeting. I already told them I might be a few minutes late. Other important elements to consider, your business model. How will you make money? So now you have this really great dragon that can spit fire and can burn things. How will it make us money? We can make money from the dragon by, if it's flying, if you are doing trade fair now, I mean, if you are doing, if you take it to amusement park, people will come and pay money to see it. That is one way of making money from the dragon. Another way we can make money from the dragon is if the way now Nigerian government want to attack the SARS protesters, we can rent the dragon to Nigerian government to go and fire everybody one time. You see, that's another way of making money. That's what they call a business model. How will the dragon also make us money again? Let's see. The dragon, you can help me here. I can't think of any other business model for the dragon. You know, but you have an idea of your business model. Or you can now say, oh, another business model is other people that have dragon that they don't know how to use it. We're going to train them how to use their dragon. That's another way of making money. That's business model. Another way we can use the dragon is the dragon can be laying egg and be selling dragon eggs. You see, that's another way of making money. So business model just means different ways you can make money from different streams of income from your business. Then that's not all, how you now go to the markets. That's still part of your business model. So these eggs, we'll be selling them through what channels? We'll be selling them on WhatsApp status. We tell people, advertise dragon eggs for us on your WhatsApp status. Or we want to use other social media channels too. Then we don't want to sell it through normal people. We only want to use the Nigerian army. Because the Nigerian army, they are the best army in the world. Just think about, that's just meaning that you have thought through how you want to make money, the route to market, how you want to take that product to market, how you make your sale from start to finish. That's your business model. And then another important thing you need to talk about is when you win the money, you need 500,000 for your dragon. What will that 500,000 do for you? The 500,000 will be used for marketing, for buying more dragons, because it's only one we have. If we buy 2 more dragons, we'll be able to annihilate SARS protesters faster. See, now I'm talking about ROI, return on investment. If you give us 500,000 and we buy 2 more dragons, the job that took the Nigerian Army 6 hours to do, we'll do it in 2 minutes, and the return on investment will be, if you buy with this 500,000, will make you 40% more money by going. If we finish Lagos, if we go to Enugu, if we go to Abuja, you see, we'll make more money. So you have clearly shown them that this is how you want to use the money, and this is the return on investment. And the duration of when you want to use the money, we need to talk about it. And then traction. If you don't have traction, fine. But as a new business, but if you're an existing business, you need to show traction. We started the business in December last year. In December, we sold 1 crate of dragon eggs. In January, from January to date, we have been able to sell 10 eggs every month. We started the 1 dragon last year. This year now, we now have 10 dragons. And these 10 dragons, they are not only working in Lekki, they are also working in Enugu, they are working in Togo, they are working in Ghana. That's traction. What you have done to date. Even if you are a new business, your traction, instead of traction, you can talk about the research you have done. Before I started business, I went to National Population Commission. I wanted to know the statistics of children in Nigeria. How many children do we give birth to every month? Can anybody guess how many children we give birth to in Nigeria every month? Oh no, let me use every day. Every month might be too difficult. Every single day.
No idea.
Huh?
No idea.
No idea.
Like 1,000 at least.
On a good day, on a very good day, you have 20,000 to 25,000 children born. 1st of January alone. we gave birth to 25,000 children on the 1st of January, one day.
Wow.
Yeah. So you need to know. You now say, even though you don't have that, you've not, this is a new business or this is a new venture, you can now say, we know the number of children born here, or according to research, this is this, we expect this to happen. Your traction can now be existing data and using assumptions. Assumptions are critical when it comes to, I didn't even talk about finances. I didn't talk about finances. I just mentioned it lightly and said know your numbers. When you know your numbers, you also have to have assumptions. A good assumption would be that Nigerians buy more during Christmas period or December period, because now there's more money in circulation, people collect bonuses. Those are your assumptions that will let you say that even though we've been selling one crate of dragon egg from January to date, in December, no, we must sell 5 crates of dragon eggs, because people will do end of year party. They will share dragon eggs at the party, or the company will give the staff takeaway at the end of the year, and will make sure that they put one egg in the takeaway. Or people that want to go and show in their village that they have arrived from January to December, they will take one dragon egg to go and show off their CEO. You know, so you have different assumptions concerning December that you sell more. Those are assumptions. Assumption also is that COVID is here, and during COVID, sanitizers will continue to sell as long as there's still COVID. The price of nose mask, people manufacturing nose masks will still be in business as long as they've not gotten vaccines, as long as they've not gotten drugs. Nose masks will still be selling for the next 1 year. That's another assumption. You make your assumption based on what is currently available. It's very important, and that can help you with traction if you have not if you have not been into the market or you don't have selling experience. So I have a few minutes more. And then another thing you can do is, if you're pitching, there will be instructions. Always adhere to the instructions. Instructions like time, we can give you 10 minutes. Please say within 10 minutes. In fact, do 9 minutes, 50 seconds. If you are told that this pitch would be recorded, record it. Don't try to do live. You know, so just do whatever the instructions are. If they tell you submit your pitch deck and title the pitch deck Enugu Alt Price Entry, don't go and do Lagos and Nigeria Enugu entry. Don't add or don't remove. So if they tell you 15 slides only, stay within 15 slides. Don't do more or less. Do exactly 15 slides. If you have other things that you need to add, you can now put it in additional materials. If you know they will ask you questions that they call it, I think you guys call it appendices. So you add it at the end after your slides, but don't add or remove from what you have been told to do. So thank you. This is just basic. There's so many things to consider. You need to watch videos. So if I'm pitching to you, I start with a story. I make you laugh at the beginning. And then when you get to the middle, I'll make you almost cry. And then I take you through a roller coaster of emotions. And then know how, at the end of the pitch, you feel like you know me and you want to give me the money. True story. When I did a pitch demo with my friends, by the time I finished pitching, they were like, how much do you really need? Maybe if we all contribute like 5K or 10K, it will do something now. I just laughed and said, that's the power of pitching. That's the power of telling a story. Because by the time you finish, they will just open their purse and say, oh yeah, take my ATM card or my check. And then you get their money because you have answered all of their questions. So that's it from me. And I will encourage you to watch videos on pitching by Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is one of the best pitchers ever. Watch videos on Steve Jobs. Watch Shark Tank videos. Google and say best Shark Tank pitches and worst Shark Tank pitches, because if you don't see the worst, you won't see the mistakes that they've made. I was going to show you some videos, but there's no time anymore. And I also want you to watch something very, very important. Please note this down. The Art of Storytelling. The Art of Storytelling. It's a video on YouTube. The Art of Storytelling, TEDx Stockholm rather. The Art of Storytelling, TEDx Stockholm. Google it and watch it. You now understand that storytelling is a science, and then you can use it in your pitch. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the invitation. God bless you. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank you, ma. God bless.
Thank you, ma.
So much, man. Really
Thank you,
appreciate
ma. You're so grateful, ma. Thank you so much.
it. Thank you very much, man.
Okay, thanks a whole lot, our guest speaker. It was quite very, very insightful, I believe. Obviously, manifested by the many thanks coming from our audience. So I want to say a very big thank you to Seun Sangoleye, who is the founder of Baby Grubz. And she's also an experienced nutrition educator and manufacturer of packaged fans made from grain. So she's also a winner of several pitch competitions globally. That's a very big thank you to her. If you have questions, you can also be asked her. I think I dropped a link also for the YouTube video. So I guess it was quite insightful. I believe everybody should agree with me on this one, right?
Sure. Yeah, it was. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was.
Okay, is there any question? Just one question or two so that she can hop off, but she has several things to do. She has a session now.